Hello guys, it's Liam here, and today, as you can see, is quite exciting. I feel like a kid on Christmas Day, because my workbench is absolutely littered with stuff from Hattons. So first of all, we've got some Will's point rodding, which is all very exciting. We've got a new GWR yard crane and a single box interior kit, some medium points and some station fencing. We've got a GWR water crane, got some coal staiths, and a point motor from Gauge Master, and some more coal staiths and a coal yard hut office thing. And of course in the middle we've got the big exciting thing, and that is a brand new signal box. Of course a Great Western one. So like any kid on Christmas, this is going to be the first thing I open, because it's the biggest. And so we'll open her up. So as you can see, we've got a bag of goodies inside there, along with the instructions. So here I am, just going through, making sure I've got everything. So we've got the sprue for the guttering and all that around the top. We've also got a base. Back wall, nice and tall, with the two back windows. Got the floor of the signal box. We've also got downpipes. Sorry, we've got the stairwell. Some nice Great Western looking windows, of course, and some more. Then we've got the window insert pieces, like the window surrounds. We've also got the doors and the chimney. Yeah, here we go, this is the downpipe. We've also got front wall, side walls, and the base surrounding pieces, which will be painted in blue brick. So yeah, just making sure I've got all those as well. And some more gutters and downpipes. So first thing we'll do is basically going to paint up these base pieces in white, or mortar-y colour, as you can see I'm doing here. And then the idea will be to come in over top with blue brick colour and paint in the bricks in blue brick. So yeah, I'm just getting through the white now, and very shortly we'll be onto the blue brick. Right, so while we wait for our white paint to dry, I just come in around the windows for the signal box and just paint it in dark stone. Well, my interpretation of dark stone, it's actually resin test pot paint labelled Santa Fe, but it seems to match up with the dark stone colour they use on most of the preserved lines in the UK, so I'm quite pleased with that. So just coming in with a fine tip paintbrush and just going around the edges, making sure it looks fine, because after looking at quite a few photos of these signal boxes, it looks like they sort of have that dark stone around the edges. So there you have it. So now it's time to paint in the blue brick toothing on the actual walls of the signal box. So for this I just use again a fine tip paintbrush, and I just come in with the blue brick colour and just slowly work through the process of painting in each individual brick. This does take quite a while, so this clip is of course sped up to save both of us, yours and mine, sanity for this. But basically it's a very long, slow process, but definitely worth it when it's all done. So basically just coming in and doing all that now. Right, so here's a more up close shot now. You can see all the blue bricks are painted in, and it does look very nice, as you can see. And now what I'm doing is I'm coming in with the my own that I've mixed up red brick colour, and I'm just painting in every couple of bricks, maybe one out of maybe 1 out of 7 bricks or so, bricks got painted in this colour with a fine tip paintbrush, just to give the effect of, it gives the bricks a bit of individuality. It's a bit more eye candy. It looks a lot less uniformed, and you'll see on the real buildings that are sort of, well, the Great Western buildings that they had that were red brick, it was quite patchy. There were different shades of brick all over the place, which is only really noticeable if you look at it, and it's the same with this. It's for the really keen eye to sort of spot. But yeah, no, as you can see here, it looks quite good. They're all painted in, and like I said, it gives a bit of extra effect. Don't worry about the shininess of the paint on the lighter coloured bricks, because that'll be matte varnished. So now it's time to assemble. So as you can see here, I'm starting with the base, and basically what I'm doing is I'm super gluing all the bottom bits that are now in blue brick around this, I don't know what you call it, like a jig piece, I suppose, that holds them all together and nice and square. You can see there's the gap for the door, and that's so that's there. And now that's done, I'm just cutting out the windows. As you can see, I've already stuck two of the back wall and one of the side walls on. I'm just sticking on the window frames to the front wall before I cut it out. No particular reason why I stuck them on first. If there was, I can't remember why it was. But yeah, there you can see that's what I'm doing. So yeah, what I do is just a little dab of super glue, and super glue is very flows very well, and so a little dab of it just on each one works its way all the way around the outside of the window frames and holds it on quite well. And here I am sticking it on, making sure it's nice and square. Then just a wee bead of glue along the edge of the wall and along the bottom of the square forming piece. Oh, and here's the floor. I'm painting that with a Woodland Scenics track weathering pen for a nice stained wood effect, and that actually dries matte finish as well, although it's very shiny there. But that takes ages to dry, so I put that to one side once that was sort of done. And I decided it was time to work on the signal box interior kit, sorry. So yeah, here it is. Here's all the parts. You can see the picture of what it looks like. We've got some levers, 3 packs of those, a wee pot belly and lever frame and all bits and pieces, a few cupboards, and these are the colours I'm using. So I'm using red, grey, green, black, blue and yellow, and that's so that I can paint all the different levers up. So first of all, what I'm doing is I'm coming in, and I thought I'll paint the lever frame black, but what I ended up doing was that was taking forever, and it was going to take several coats because it was painting plastic. So I decided what I'd do instead was, this will be frowned upon by some of the viewers, so if you're easily offended, block your ears, but I actually used a permanent marker to colour that in. It was same colour, deep black colour. It actually came out nice and shiny as well, which is good because signal boxes were always kept clean by the signalman. And I also tried to go in with like a goldy colour in the slots where the levers go, but it didn't really come out too well. So yeah, here I am now painting up the actual levers. As you can see, I hadn't quite finished doing the lever frame by that stage, but I've got 2 white for disused levers. Oh, blur. There it is. 3 blue for interlocking lever. Got 1 green and 1 yellow, so the green's for the distance signal and the yellow's for a switch lock. Here's the completed lever frame, so red is also for homes and black's are for points, just so I put that out there. And it actually looks quite good now they're all lined up. I decided to leave the actual tops of the levers and the wee labels in the colour they came in because that was already a grey colour and they'd be silver. Anyway, so I thought not too many people are going to see it, and it's good enough. So now, now I'm making the wee pot belly, and I also coloured that in with the vivid marker. It was nice and quick, nice and easy, quite effective. And I'm just gluing that onto its wee base. You can see the Sharpie in the background that I used. So there they are, going onto the floor now that the paint's dried, and just doing a test fit. Now, colouring in something else here. Ah, yes, that's the board that goes in front of the lever frame, between the lever frame and the windows, and that holds up the tablet machines and the yard diagram. So I'm just painting that up with the track weathering pen. Those track weathering pens from Woodland Scenics are really good, by the way. I'd recommend them, so you can use them to paint anything you want that needs to be wood. So definitely recommend those, especially when you're doing something like this. Really useful, because you just draw it on and it's really good quality paint that comes out. Yeah, so here I am painting another piece for the top, I believe, in dark stone, I believe. Yep, dark stone. Yeah, and those are the two. That's the bracket for the side. So yeah, now I'm just painting in all the wee knobbly bits, buttons and dials and all that, for that top shelf. And now I'm about to stick them together by the looks of things. So here we have a few of the tablet machines, I think they are. They look different to the ones in New Zealand, so I'm not 100% sure what they are. But I've also painted them in with the track weathering pen and gone white in the middle, so I've just cut them off and I'll stick them on. You can see the top shelf is now in place, and I think I've actually glued that. Yes, I have. I've glued that to the floor now. So that's all in place. So the lever frame's also, by this stage, I think was glued down, and so was the pot belly, so it was all starting to come into place. So sticking those on now with the super glue, and there you have it. And up close now, it's looking quite good. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. And as you can see, here's the actual signal box. I also painted the inside walls in light stone to add effect, because we don't really want red brick colour on the inside. So, as I'm about to demonstrate, it just slots in nicely. The floor just sits in there, and that was very useful, being able to put that in and out, because it meant I could actually get an idea of how it would look when it was in situ. So here's the windows now. I've glazed them. Now, this is the only mistake I think I really made on this assembly, was the super glue I used. For some reason, it must have released, I don't even know what it released. It was something that made all the plastic for the window glazing, it made it all fog up. It literally makes it now look like it's a cold day and there's lots of people inside the signal box breathing. And I'm not sure why it did that, and it took a while for it to actually work. So these were well glued in before it even started. So, bit of a pain, and I'm not quite sure how to remove it. I think I might give it a go with the Track Magic, because that dissolves super glue quite well. But yeah, there you go, there's the windows all glued on. And yeah, you can see it's starting to take shape now. It's starting to look more and more like an actual Great Western signal box. And there's the interior as well. I've stuck the clock on the wall. There's still a few things to go on there. Now this was another mistake I made, because this is the top piece, well, the bottom piece of the roof, and it has the gutters attached to it, and that sits on top. And the mistake I made was I actually cut the gutters off of that, because I thought that was a separate piece. So I cut the gutters off of that, and when I wasn't meant to. And the thing was, the gutters actually snapped because they're not meant to come off. So as you can see, I'm cutting them off there So this is a big no-no. Don't do that if you're assembling this kit. Don't be fooled by it, because it does look like it needs to be cut off, but it doesn't. It's all one piece. So as I was trying to cut it off, it actually snapped, and that was quite hard. You can see there it snapped. It was quite hard to glue that back together, especially when I discovered that I shouldn't have even cut it off. So a bit of a kick in the guts there. So that was a big time waster, but yeah, no, I learnt from my mistake, and I hope you guys do as well from watching this, in case you're thinking of making one of these signal boxes. But yeah, there you can see I've glued it all back together now, and the roof is sitting on there, sits quite nicely, and yeah, there's that top piece. I wasn't sure whether I was meant to cut out the cross bits. I've also stuck a bit of wire around the windows, and as you can see they're starting to fog up now, which was a real problem. It was about now when I was starting to realise, oh crud. So yeah, bit of a bother that. And now it's time to do the staircase, which that's the most tedious part of the build. So the bit I was looking forward to the least, I think. I've done one of these before on the other signal box I have from Ratio, which is the Highly one that I use for beaching end, and oh man, is that one heck of a job. So here we see the stairwell starting to come together, and the idea is you get the two side pieces, and you have to put the steps all in individually, and there's about maybe 15 of those to do. I also painted those up in lightstone, darkstone and black. Then I've also now come in and coloured in the rails that run along the windows, and I've also started sticking on these wee pieces, and I'm about to stick on the downpipe on the other side. So yeah, there's those rail things that run along the window sills, and you can see the windows are quite fogged up now as well. And there's the stairs in place, and the roof, which has also been painted, and I've added the chimney and the two little things on the top. I think they're vents, but I'm not sure. So I've added those all in. Now here's the bells for the tablet system, and a bookshelf that needs to be completely painted, and a chair. So they need to go in. You can see I've already painted up a wee cupboard there with the logbook on top of it, and that's not glued in, that just sits loose, but that'll need to be glued in. So that was the next thing I had to do. Quite nice. And yeah, so here it is, pretty much completed. Well, it is completed actually. I've finished the stairs off, as you can see. That's all glued on. The roof, as you can see, is slightly not quite the right shape. I have fixed that since then, just had to bend it down very carefully. But that's now the correct shape. But as you can see, it looks very nice. I've also done the blue brick around the edges of the bottom windows. I think, in my opinion, it looks a lot nicer. And yeah, the windows are very fogged up by this stage, as you can see. But nonetheless, it's very nice. I'll just show you around the other side. And I've stuck all the little top pieces on. There's little bits that stick out, and the downpipe is stuck on. The glue does also fog up on regular plastic, as you can see, sort of around the downpipe, which is a bit of a pain. But actually, on red brick it doesn't look too bad, because red brick in time does sort of sometimes take on that colour. I've noticed out in the real world, so not too bad. But I find that on the actual plastic that the kit's made of, it actually rubs off, but just the windows it doesn't for some reason. So I don't know why it's done that. But yeah, there's a closer look at the chimney and those other two bits. And now in a second, yeah, there's the roof off. So here's the interior all done. All the parts, might I mention also that all the parts that were in the signal box kit have now all been used, plus all the bits in the interior kit have all been used, except for the wheel for the level crossing gates. I simply because I don't think there'll be a level crossing at Glanmor, which is the station this will go at. As you can see, I've done a rough track diagram again. I don't know if Glanmor's actually going to look like that. That was just one I sort of came up with and thought, oh yeah, maybe something like that. But it looks alright, you know. Done a few dots as well, you know, for maybe like labels or lights that might be on it. But yeah, no, it looks good. You can still see through the windows, as I think I'm trying to point out here. Just not too well. This will have lights inside it, so hopefully it'll be alright. But we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, basically there it is. I'm just trying to get the roof lined up now so it looks right. I'm going to keep the roof removable. But there you have it. That's basically the completed model. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please subscribe to my channel. I said it at the end of every video, as you probably know, to those who have seen my previous videos, but you know, I really do like it when people subscribe, as you can imagine. Gives me a good drive to be able to make more videos, and it lets me know that people are enjoying them, I guess. Makes me know that they want to see more. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, you give us a like, give it a subscribe, and if you have any questions, or if you got any comments to make, even if you know you've got something about clearing away the fogginess around those windows, I'd be greatly appreciated. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This has been Liam Griffiths with another video, and we'll see you next time. Bye.